Hello, welcome to the Connect 0007 experience. Here, we come to the podcast where human connection is everything. If you're trying to connect better with those around you, you're in the right spot. So please, sit back, relax, open your mind, and enjoy the experience. Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Thaddeus Sims, and I am the host of this amazing podcast. And if you are new, I would like to say welcome. And this is our 60th episode. Wow, we're already at 60. Wow. All right, then. But this is our 60th episode titled Universal Law, Cause and Effect. So before diving into this podcast, I would like to let you guys know, again, if you want to impact the future of the podcast, just join a tier on the membership page on the website. If you have pieces of advice that can help others, by all means, you can join the tier and share that. If you would like to add your own fun fact that would be very entertaining for other people, you can definitely do that. If you would like 15% off and free shipping on all of the t-shirts that are on the website, by all means, that's possible. Join the tier on the membership page on the website. The link will be in the description below. Now, diving into our fun fact, I'm giving you 2 fun facts this time only because the first one is kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of a downer. And I was just like, yeah, I need to find something to balance that. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do this. I didn't want to just hide it from you guys. So here it is. We're going to call this a fact. So not a fun fact, a fact. Heart attacks are more likely to happen on a Monday. Go figure, right? So this isn't a fun fact, but it is interesting. Heart attacks are increased by 20% on Mondays. The most common time for them to happen is between 4 to 10 a.m. So that's kind of a downer, right? So I was like, yeah, no, I got to find something to kind of, up it. Because, some of you guys probably are listening to this on a Monday and on your way to work, it's probably 7. And I'm like, no. So here is something else. And some of you probably knew this, but I knew a bit of this, but I didn't know this other part. So the actual fun fact, and I'm going to do my best to pronounce it because this is not, well, I guess it's English, but it's old English. So it ain't new English. But the name for Monday comes from the old English word monadeg. And yeah, let me say that again. The name for Monday comes from the old English word monadeg. And the Middle English monende, it is originally a translation of Latin dies lunae, meaning day of the moon. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Wow, we got Old English, Middle English. So am I right to say we're in New English, Forward English, whatever. So that's a fun fact. And so diving into this episode, pretty much you've all heard of cause and effect or the universal law. And in other words, if you haven't, it's basically like, you reap what you sow, or karma. And I'm going to focus this more on people because this is the podcast all about human connection. And I feel a lot of us should be very aware of this universal law that happens regardless, whether you believe it or not, it happens. And I want to focus this on people. So the direction that I want to go with this is taking a step back to be very aware of the things that you do to individuals. So starting with yourself, like, how is it that you treat yourself? Because ultimately that's how you're going to treat others, right? You are the cause, and the effect or the results are going to be that which you're going to receive back. And one of the things about this interesting law is the things that you give back, you receive it like, and what's the word I'm looking for? More than double. I want to say multiplicative. I'm saying that so wrong, but you just get it back a lot more when you give it. So an example that I say is to be aware is if you are the type of person who is, we'll say, very giving and kind, and you just have a really good nature, and you give that to other people, your kindness, that nature about you, you're going to receive that back in the boatloads. But this is the thing about this, is you may not receive it back in the kindness that you give, but you'll receive it in another different area of your life where you really need it, right? So let me run that back with you. Let's just say that you're a very kind person. You treat others with respect. You're nice. You go to work. Some people are a-holes, whatever. You do your thing. Now, let's just say you've been doing that. Let's just say you rack up your credit with the universe, right? You're going to get that back in the way that best suits you in a particular area that you will need at the time. So let's just say you've been praying for a new car or a new vehicle or an idea, whatever that may be. Just because you have been really nice and kind to other people, that credit that you're going to get back is going to come back in that area or whatever other area that's going to serve you. So it may not be in particular with receiving kindness back. Though in most cases, you are going to get that back, but it racks up as well, and you're going to get it back in boatloads in a different area. Now, I want to change this to someone who is, let's just say they're rude and or negative. And now I don't want to say negative because negative I feel like that's a cop out. I want to get real with y'all. So someone who's rude and they just nasty. There we go. They nasty. As in not, physically nasty, but they're just nasty in the sense of they rude. Like they don't say nothing to nobody. They nasty at how they respond to you. They have an attitude with every little thing you say. You breathe a certain type of way. They just nasty about it. They just have all these things to say, right? They're going to get that back times 100, right? And then some. So if you're one of those people, do be aware that if you are really, you're acting that way and your life is hard or you're struggling with a few things, or it just seems like you're taking one step, two step forwards, if you're taking a few steps forward, two steps forwards, and you get knocked back 20, then you are getting that effect. That is your cause is you being rude and nasty. The effect is that and so forth. So bringing this with the example, bringing this to your awareness is literally you guys can really take control and use this law, this universal law. You can research it, do your thing. You can use this and take this take advantage of it. So let us say that you do want to, something you've been praying for, right? We all have something that we've been praying for or we're asking about or something that we desire. And it's really good in a sense to give as well, because what you reap, what you sow. When you give, it's good for you to receive. So when you're giving anything, it could be your time, it could be your smiles, it could be compliments. It doesn't have to always be money. It could be something else, your creativity or something like that. When you give, you're going to get that back. What you reap, you will sow. Again, it may not be in that specific area that you're giving, but you may get it in an area that you need. And so that's where the trust comes in with that, right? But I want to keep this on people because I can go with this because it's a universal law. I can go with this in many different areas, but I want to focus this and keep this on people. So I'm going to do my best with this, right? So let's just say that you want to have better people in your life. Right? It would be good for you to interact with different people that are currently around you be it a coworker, be it a place you normally go, something of that nature. Say hello. Give that person a compliment. That way, when you're giving and you've already made that desire, like, okay, I desire different people or people who are in harmony with me, whatever it may be, whatever your prayer is relating to people, do that thing. So let's just say if you desire more positive people in your life, we hear that a lot. Be more positive. You are the cause. Be more positive and give that positivity to other people. And you're going to get that back with those positive people coming into your life. If it is something that you desire, that I desire to have actual, genuine friends in my life, because apparently that's very rare, be that actual, genuine friend to someone else in your life. And it's going to come back to you. You reap and you sow. Now, I want to take this deeper with connection, since we know this is all about human connection. I want to take this very deep, where a lot of us, since I'm fit to tell on everybody, including myself, a lot of us have desires, and not like, dark desires, but a lot of us have desires regarding connection, a type of connection that we're looking for, that we desire, simply put. And we don't really express it too much. Some of us may, to some people, some of us may not at all, but it's always there. We do desire that connection with someone, or, whatever it is. And with that desire, it is really good to identify what it is clearly. So for you, it could be you desire someone who actually loves you for who you are. If that's the case, then you being the cause, you should work on loving the people around you for who they are, but going deeper in a sense of, I want to go as deep as I would like for that individual for me. So what I mean by that is, if you want the person to love you for who you are on a deeper connection, do that with other people. So let's take a good friend of yours that you're already close with, but you can go deeper with. And you get to know them on deeper levels. Get to know them, ask them questions, just all this different stuff. Like, you know them forever, but you can always learn different things. Ask them questions. Hey, what is it that I don't know about you? What is it that you do with other people that I don't know about, blah, blah, blah. And get to know them, but love them for flaws and all and whatnot. Basically, all the things that you want, do that to someone else. That way you're giving it. You're the cause. You're putting it out there. And the effect, you're going to get that back. And then some, or in a different area. Another thing, because I want to keep this very short, this actually may be a very short podcast. I just really want to keep this short so you all can take advantage of the universal law of cause and effect, is with giving. We all hear about giving as well. And I've just been saying this. I've just been saying this like for this whole podcast, giving. That's really like the biggest thing right there. If you really desire something, especially with people or whatever it is, give it first. Be it if you want, I'm working on that word, want. If you desire more money, give it. If you desire more time, give it. It's as simple as that, though a lot of us find that very difficult. We've been programmed differently. Again, do your research as well on this. I'm always sharing stuff just for your awareness, but do research as well. It is a law. Again, even if you don't believe in it, it's still going to apply. So I'm sorry, you ain't going away from this. You're human, you're here. So really work on giving more to get more. And it's okay to expect that giving. Like, to expect something in return, maybe not from that individual, but it's okay to expect, hey, I gave this. I expect that I'm going to get something in return from wherever else it will be, detached from wherever else it's going to come from. But just, it's okay to expect. I had a hard time with that because I thought, well, I'm giving, but if I'm expecting, am I being like at the core of me giving, I'm doing this because I really want something. And that messed me up until I learned better, where it's just like, no, it's okay to give to Tom. I'm going to give my time to Tom. I expect that I'm going to get something. I'm going to receive something in return, not necessarily from Tom, but I'm going to receive something from somewhere else. I don't know where. I'm detached from the result, but I know I expect to get something else in return. That took me some time to do that, but once I got cleared up, that works out. So for y'all who may have like struggled with that, it's okay. The violation is when you expect, if you gave something to Tom, that you expect Tom to give it back to you, because that's really not giving. That's more of trading. So, or exchange, and that's not really giving. So with this again, focus this with people. So I wanted to just to make this a podcast where you're aware of that law and just be very conscious of it when it's regarding to connecting with individuals, because a lot of us really do desire a deep connection or some type of connection with an individual, and we'd get it faster if we just give that which we desired to someone else and it'll come to us. So that's really like that on this podcast. Really short and to the point. I think this will be the shortest podcast ever. Well, no, it's not. It's over 15. So no, but that's that. That's really all I wanted to share with you all. And we're going to move to the next segment of this episode, which is Health is Wealth. Again, my desire is for all of you to come to this podcast as a better individual, have more energy, have more awareness of the different foods that you can intake in your amazing vessel to keep you going and feeling better. So, the food of the day is arugula. That is also a leafy green. I believe last podcast we went over kale. So, this podcast is arugula. It's a leafy green. The benefits of it is... By the way, I just thought about it. I do not think I told you. Well, I don't think I told you guys where to get kale, but kale is pretty easily accessible. So just about any grocery store you can get kale. So I think that's why I didn't say that. Arugula, I think arugula is pretty accessible everywhere else too. So I don't think I have to say that too much. I mostly get mine from Trader Joe's, but yeah, that's available everywhere. Yeah. So there you go. And if it's not health food store, then you're good. Now, the benefits of arugula is it's a cancer fighting superfood. It's rich in chlorophyll. And just in case you don't know what chlorophyll is, chlorophyll can help to prevent liver and DNA damage from aflatoxins. To get the most chlorophyll in arugula, it is best to eat it raw. So that's chlorophyll. Also, the benefits of arugula is it's a hydrating leafy green. I believe it's made of 90% water, so it hydrates you as you eat it. It's good for bone health, cleanses and detoxifies the body. It protects the aging brain from cognitive decline, weight loss, and it's an aphrodisiac, which that was new to me. I was like, whoa, didn't know that. So again, how to eat it is raw. Salads, go to right there. Throw it in a smoothie if you need to. There's that. Now you can lightly cook it because your body will absorb more of certain nutrients than when it is raw, so it's okay to do that. Personally, for me, I have cooked it lightly, and I've cooked it with mushrooms, onions, and peppers. For those of you who eat meat, I'm sure you could throw some type of chicken in there, or I don't really know what else you can eat with that. I'm just going to throw chicken in there. I don't really know what else y'all can have with that. It does have like I want to say almost like a peppery taste, if I remember correctly. So, boom, there you go. Look up some ingredients that you could, a dish you could have with arugula and whatever meat you eat. So there's that. But yeah, guys, so that is arugula. It's really good. I personally have it in my salads as well. That is one of the main things that I have in my salads. I don't know why I tasted it at work because they ran out of some other thing. And when I had, I was like, oh, wow, that's good. I enjoy it. Again, I think I've told you guys exactly how I have my salad almost every podcast. But yeah, for the 18th time, with my arugula, I will add fruits to it. Hemp seeds, some agave, fresh lime juice, and that's about it, really. Sometimes I'll feel bougie and add a little avocado in there, or cut up some apples if I'm really feeling myself and telling myself that I'm at a fancy restaurant and this dish is super expensive and I'm going to feel really good. So, whatever I have to do to tell myself if I want to, spice it up a little bit. But yeah, guys, so that's it for this podcast. And with that being said, you guys are amazing. I will talk to you all next Tuesday. So that being said, later, guys. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Please leave a 5-star rating and share with a friend near you. Remember, the world's a better place because you exist. Know your worth and know thyself.